So I was randomly thinking about just all the time that I spent on a basketball court throughout my entire life. And like I used to spend like hours and hours just like perfecting my game, working on free throws, like everything. And because of that, like now, like I can pretty much step on the court and be okay. I can always compete. And there's this thing that athletes, a lot of basketball players talk about, and it's like, hey, like I was a really good basketball player in high school, but then I went to college and like it was super fast and I was turning the ball over and I was making all these mistakes. And then one day, like the game just slowed down and I was seeing all these plays that I wasn't seeing before. And same thing when you go from college to NBA, like the game was super fast and then it slows down. And as a speaker, like there are times where I'll step on stage and like just absolutely crush it. Like either I planned it or I just went up on stage and winged it. Like there's times where I crush it, but there's also those times where I make a lot of mistakes or I'll royally fuck up because X, Y, and Z. And I have this like baseline that I'm working to bring up. Michael Phelps, his coach, talked about like putting him through like all these workouts and always having the same routine, always like listening to the same music, always going through the same exercises when he was in practice and when before he was about to compete. And like every night before he went to bed, like put in the tape, right? Play that in your mind. Every time before he competed, put in the tape. And he just always went through that same routine and he burned that into him. And I see a lot of people that are like, yo, like I just did this speaking engagement. It was so good. And then they're on cloud 9. And then, yo, they do another speaking engagement. It was so bad. Then they're all the way down here and they beat themselves up. And it takes a while. You have to burn that into you. You literally have to burn that into you. It takes a while for the game to slow down. It's a lot like basketball. And that's something that I'm working to implement in my life now, just finding that tape and getting to the point where the game slows down. And I've worked so many hours at beating on my craft that I'm just crushing it every single time. So don't beat yourself up if you're not at that point. Just keep working to bring your baseline up and perfecting your tape.